time to puck around and find out, which actually feels more relevant than ever given the legal issues the Dallas Stars are currently embroiled in. But you want to start with the game or the lawsuits?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Let's start with that, Kevin.
Okay, did people text that in?
Mm-hmm.
Is theirs as well?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
No, let's go ahead. Actually, I'm very interested in the lawsuit, the move, like those things right now. The season will play out.
Sure.
Game by game, the hockey is going to be played.
Good news. Passing lanes look tighter. Yeah, I thought. Why did the passing lanes look tighter?
Just was this a Glenn Gulletson going, guys, here's the things we need to work on? And the Stars went, damn it, you're right.
I hate to do this, man.
I think they got a little lazy a couple times after the quick start.
I think that's probably true. Can I tell you this? I don't like using this word. I kind of think they just executed better.
That's really all it's about, huh?
In this particular instance last night, I really did think they executed the game plan better, and I know that makes me the worst.
No, I mean, it is a real thing.
Because I've seen them get far in the playoffs, so I'll trust them.
This is that is a real thing.
Yes.
And when they say execution regarding the Cowboys, they're like, if that guy that is probably a C- player would go out and execute the A+ thing, that's the difference. The Stars have A players.
Yes.
And they just needed to play like that.
Yes. I think that is a very fair way to put it.
That's the difference for me.
And so good on Ottinger for getting the clean sheet, unless I guess that's probably more of a soccer term. But getting the shutout, they win 1-0. So on the lawsuit front, because I know that has fascinated a lot of people. So yesterday, the Mavericks filed or seeking a legal ruling against the Stars. And so it is fascinating the way that some of these legal issues, like what issues they actually address. So the Mavericks ownership filed in Texas Business Court a 253-page petition. Can we all agree that's too long? I would love for one thing to happen throughout law school.
Give me a one sheet.
And politics school is like it's capped at 10 pages or something like that.
Give me a one sheet.
There you go. They cannot.
You can bullet point it.
No.
All the thee to thy. We don't need that. Nobody talks like that. Not even lawyers.
That's fair. That is very fair. All right. So based on the agreement they had in 1998, it said that both the Mavericks and the Stars would have their corporate headquarters located within the city of Dallas. Okay, fine. The Mavericks in this judgment are saying that the Stars have not been in agreement with that because their headquarters is not in Dallas. You know where it's at? It's in Frisco. You know when it first moved to Frisco? 2003! What?
Weren't they in Valley Ranch before that?
Were they?
I believe Brad Townsend said that.
Well, it's been 22 years since the Stars were not in Frisco. So what are we even talking about? If it really bothered you that much, shouldn't you have brought it up before? But what the real issue is that the Mavericks are claiming that the Stars have slowed down progress on improvements to the American Airlines Center. It's supposed to cost about $300 million. And I know both teams are looking to move, or so it would seem, but that lease goes until 2031. So you still have 6 more years that you're going to be at this place unless you want to negotiate it out. That's a whole different conversation. And so they're looking to get the facility improved, if you believe the Mavericks line of thinking. Now, let's go to the Stars, who filed a countersuit late last night that said it's against the Mavericks, said that the Mavericks are, quote, seeking essentially a hostile takeover of the American Airlines Center. And so they're nitpicking at these things, including where our organization is located. And it's been in the same place for 20 years because they're trying to push through these renovations that we don't necessarily think the facility needs, because essentially they're trying to say we're defaulting on our contract so they could take over the American Airlines Center until they move out.
You need a new facility to move out?
Probably. One would think.
Is there a place to play hockey around here that we can?
I mean, do I think it would be amazing if the Stars played their games at the Dr. Pepper Star Center in Frisco? Yes, I do. I do not believe the NHL would allow that.
Why?
Because I think, isn't that the same thing that the Coyotes ran into? Is they tried to run another building. The NHL's like, your building is bootleg. They said it nicer.
Did you not see how things worked for the A's this year in Sacramento? It went swimmingly.
I don't think it did.
I feel like somebody was swimming.
The injunction says, to put it plainly, the Stars are holding the American Airlines Center hostage. That's what the Mavericks say, and the Stars say that the Mavericks are attempting a hostile takeover.
Is this gonna need a mediator? Is that what it's gonna be? Somebody that
in the
can
business
bring them
court
to the table, sit them down, or is this gonna take a judgment by a judge in a court?
I think it's going to be that. I'm sure they try mediation. I don't know the exact procedure of the Texas Business Court.
Or let each of them play the other one's sport and see who wins.
So I have one more theory about.
Because don't you think Bischel would be a pretty good center? Actually, dude, he's built like a forward.
Yeah, he's a 1980s power forward. So here's just a theory that I think could happen. So I think that, and we heard the news about the Stars are considering building a $1 billion arena in Plano at the shops of Willow Bend. I wonder if the Mavericks knew that and they're like, hey, our new facility and everything and figuring all that out is going to take a little longer. So we think the Stars facility will be done early. Let's try to get them to opt out of their contract early and pay us and or the city a fee for that. That's just a theory. I don't know that to be the case.
That is a perfect location.
So,
like the space that's needed, parking, ice hockey arena. Which I would also say, hey, maybe we cover that sucker up too, so we can have a circus every once in a while. Is Barnum and Bailey available? That little area right there is, I think, the perfect little space to drop an arena into.
Right.
Just as somebody who lives around there too, like I've driven around there. I know the space is pretty nice.
Yeah.
There are some businesses. Maybe you could work with those businesses that are there too to say, hey, as we develop this, would you guys like to have some of these other outside, just like that down at the AAC, have some other things around there? I think it's a good development. Or is it just a good threat? Because it's a perfect little gym for it.
I mean, that could be, I guess the other little wrinkle, I'm going to have to pour through the legal papers a little bit more, is that the Mavericks and the city say that the Stars had already agreed to remain in the American Airlines Center through 2061. So they had essentially signed another 30-year lease. So that's going to be a whole separate.
You need to see that documentation.
Yes, that's going to be a whole separate legal issue that I guess maybe the Stars and the city of Dallas are going to be dealing with. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and it just sucks that two of the teams that I bet a lot of our listeners really like, myself included, are in the midst of a legal battle.
Kevin, their practice facilities were in Irving. The corporate offices were in Dallas for much of the 90s, prior to the 98 AAC franchise agreement document in question.
Okay.
Told that the Stars headquarters was in Dallas in 93 in the Bank of America building. The following year, they moved to Valley Ranch until 2003.
Okay.
Now that we have that lineup.
Okay.
And then they went to Frisco, as you said earlier.
Pretty much they've been in violation for that for a
the
really
whole time.
long time.
The whole time.
But that's the thing. Think about it in your personal life. Have you ever had an argument, we all have, that's about one thing, but then you take this other thing that's been bothering you and you drop that into the conversation because you're like, that's fine. As long as we're litigating all these things, I'm mad about this other thing that you did 3 weeks ago. This is the legal version of that. Mm-hmm. The Mavericks have been sitting on that forever. And now they're like, you know what? Also, they haven't been in the right place for 22 years. Is the Texas Business Court going to look at that and be like, what?
Why didn't y'all bring this up before?
Well, that's a fair point.
Y'all didn't say anything about this until just now.
But again, if your argument tactic is that, my argument has been, I thought I could let it go. But now, as long as we're airing our grievances, might as well throw this in there as well. And that, I don't know if that has a specific legal
I think it's valid in the living room argument.
Yeah.
Kevin.
I don't know if the Texas Business Court or the mediators or however this eventually goes through are going to feel about
Somebody's going to have to get these two together alone with a couple glasses of wine and some candles and some flowers.
What?
And get them to make sweet love together.
Oh, my God.
So they can get past this together. Or just move on from each other.
So,
that's what happens with sweet
coming
love.
up in 2031, the Dallas Starvericks. Is that what you're saying? I'm not entirely.
The Mavs.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Now, here's the thing from the 972. In terms of, let's just say it is Plano. We talked about this a few weeks ago as well. I'm a Stars fan in Waxahachie, and it's already a drive to get to the Stars game. But if they move to Plano, it's pretty much going to keep me from being able to go to the game. So I will tell you essentially what the Stars ownership group said.
Dallas is centralized to a lot of areas.
True. But the Stars ownership group essentially already said, that's unfortunate. It sucks to see you go, but we think we're going to get 1.5 to 2 more customers in your place by moving over here.
Being in Dallas, the population of people, the amount of people surrounding the Dallas area is very dense.
Sure.
The percentage of Stars fans, they feel, based on the heat maps that they've done, and we know how heat maps work, they feel that the majority of their fans are in the northern part of DFW.
Or the majority of potential growth, I think, too.
That too, yes. And so that's what they're looking at, the potential growth, the current situation, and how the tollway allows for other fans that they have or want to access that area. So that's unfortunately, and I don't feel this way about you. You fan in Waxahachie, you are the fat that they'll cut out.
The Stars have said that.
They're okay with that because, as Kevin said, 2-1.
Yeah. And look, I've always wanted to see, and I realize the reasons it doesn't happen. I absolutely think that you could support a major franchise in both Fort Worth and Dallas, but I get how ownership of these Dallas teams have been really hesitant to allow that to happen. And I'm sure they have ownership documents that say you can't have another team within, I don't know if it's like usually 250 miles or whatever the case is, that they have had drawn up to prevent that from happening. But I definitely think both cities could hold up a major franchise. On a side note to all of that, a huge deal for the Stars yesterday. They signed Thomas Harley to an 8-year extension with an annual value of $10.587 million. So huge deal gets done by the Stars. They call Thomas Harley one of the anchors of their team. Obviously, we have talked a great deal about how much ice time he gets for this team, only behind Miro. So one of what they described as an anchor for the team, and Nil said in a statement, we're thrilled to lock up Thomas for the next 8 years.
Absolutely, they are.
This extension is well-deserved.
Yeah, it's well-deserved, and a player that I think that team benefits from now and will for a long future. And is that correct? Team Canada also is hoping to benefit from him and Wyatt.
Oh,
is that
probably.
What Jim Nil was kind of?
Yeah, probably. I can definitely see that.